It's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Houston Oilers. A look to the AFC playoff picture. Who's still alive? Well, the Oilers are still alive. They're 7-6, very much in the hunt. And who's on the bubble? The Jacksonville Jaguars, with 2 wins in a row, have upped their record to 6-7. Both teams need victories down the stretch. Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Donovan. Happy to be with Beasley Reese this afternoon in the Astrodome. Here are the Oilers, Beasley. Biggest game of the season for them. And who's going to start at quarterback for them?
Well, Steve McNair gets the nod. Now, #1 draft choice, millions of dollars. At some point, you know this is going to be his football team. He's starting today in place of Chris Chandler because Chris has a sore ankle, but also because McNair is playing very, very well.
Now, the Jaguars know that they have to stop Steve McNair, but really the guy they are very concerned about is rookie running back Eddie George.
Runaway leading candidate for Rookie of the Year. He's already got 1,162 yards rushing. Now, that man right there and his offensive line, they define this Houston offense.
Over on the Jacksonville side, the Jaguars are putting a lot of points on the board thanks to the lefty at quarterback Mark Brunell. Tough to find a better young quarterback than Brunell.
For my money, he's the top rising star in the National Football League at the quarterback position. You see, he's approaching 4,000 yards passing. He's the only quarterback in the league this year to take every snap, and he's got some targets to go to. Keenan McCardell and Jimmy Smith are among the top producers in the league, and they need a combined 25 yards to have 1,000 each for the season.
But they will go up against one of the best secondaries in the NFL, led by this man, Darrell Lewis. And so we're set to go here in Houston. The Jaguars and the Oilers coming up next. Lead the series 2-1. They won in Jacksonville. That's Jacksonville's only home loss this year, earlier this season. But here in Houston, Jacksonville scored their first victory as an NFL franchise when they won here a year ago this past October. And the Jaguars will get the football first. Jeff Fisher says 1 game at a time about the playoffs, but what a big gutsy decision to go with McNair.
It really was a big call. Chris Chandler's had a great season, but McNair is playing very well. McNair is 3-1 as a starter.
Bucky Brooks takes the Al Del Greco kick inside his 5, and he's on his way out. And gets nailed at the 25-yard line, and that's where the Jaguars will start out with Mark Brunell after a 23-yard return. He is red hot. Let's take a look at the Jaguars' offensive lineup. That offensive line's been protecting Brunell a little bit better the last couple of weeks, led by the left tackle Tony Vaselli. In the backfield, along with Brunell, starting at running back, Natron Means, he is in there for the injured James Stewart, who has turf toe. And as Beasley pointed out, the very fine wide receiver tandem of Smith and McCardell. But they also like their tight ends, so watch out for Pete Mitchell, who will come in there, and also Derek Brown. First down, ball is out over the 25 at the 26-yard line. Brunell right up top, or will he be able to get it off? He'll scamper out of bounds as the Oiler defense chases Brunell out of bounds. Blaine Bishop comes up with Henry Ford. Ford is on that front 4 for the Oilers, which will be busy today with Cook, Walker, and Robert Young at the right end. Good linebackers in Bowden, Wortham, and Barrow, and a great secondary. Dishman and Lewis, 2 great corners. Blaine Bishop's back in at safety. He had a sore knee, and Marcus Robertson. This is just a flat-out great secondary.
Now, the run you saw by Brunell there, that's not Mark Brunell. That's a banged-up guy who's taken every snap this season. He's one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league.
In fact, he lost 1, so it's 2nd and 11. They go to Means. And Means will be out to the 29-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and long coming up for Jacksonville. Tackle on the play made by Blaine Bishop and Michael Barrow. Means gave them really some pretty good yardage last week, especially late in the game. He really pushed the pile a couple of times when they needed to use the clock.
Natron Means is the perfect back. When you got a lead, you can feed him. He's a big guy in that Jerome Bettis type of attitude. So you want to get a lead and then feed Natron Means.
This is where the Oilers wanted to have Jacksonville. 3rd down and 8. Brunell with Barrow coming from the outside, unloads, and McCardell is wide open to the 45 to the 46-yard line, and a first down.
Well, that's a big 3rd down play for Brunell and the guy that he's been finding all season long, Keenan McCardell. That's just a solid play, a very good throw. Now, watch Brunell sense of the pocket. He'll feel the collapse and then step deep, high up into the pocket and make a great strike.
So you would say that's like feeling the rush because Barrow was coming.
Absolutely. Barrow had beaten his man pretty quickly. Now, you see a lot of different formations from Jacksonville early. That's because Houston runs automatics on defense. They run a defense tailor-made to the formation.
15 yards on that third down play and a first down. The catch is made by Derek Brown, and the tight end will have a short gain, and Bowden is right on top of him and brings him down.
Now, to complete that thought, Jim, Kevin Gilbride is the offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, spent years here in Houston. And so he knows this defense, and he told me yesterday he's going to show them a lot of different formations. And with those formations, he's trying to find out what Houston plans to do on defense, and then he'll pick the plays in the game plan that best suit what he feels Houston's trying to do.
And when you asked him, how quickly do you like to do that? He said very, very quickly. I want to have the answers right away. Second and long, they go back to Means, and he'll get to midfield and might get inside Oiler territory. Wrapped up on the play by the left defensive end, Anthony Cook, along with Blaine Bishop and Joe Bowden.
Well, Jacksonville will try to keep this a multifaceted offense. Now, a lot of the Houston defenders told me yesterday that Jacksonville has become a one-dimensional team. It has become a passing team. But you see there that Tom Coughlin's trying to get Natron Means in the game. There won't be a run here. There's not a running back in the game.
Third down, 6. They're 1 for 1 on third down conversions. Look at this, all spread out at the line of scrimmage. 5 receivers in the set. Brunell unloads. McCardell is wide open, 20, and brought down inside the 15-yard line. Steve Jackson trailed on the play and brought him down, and Brunell and McCardell have teamed up for 2 big plays.
Keenan McCardell has become one of the top inside receivers in the league. Now, he's lined up on the slot, and that's a very tough coverage for Steve Jackson because the wide receiver has room outside. He's got room inside. Look at the nice move to the inside, breaking out. The ball is right on the money, and Steve Jackson very lucky to stop Keenan McCardell from scoring.
Ball is on the 13-yard line. That was a 40-yard pass play. First and 10. Means with the tight end Mitchell trying to get him around the corner, and he's inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Michael Barrow got him down by the ankles and brought him down. Keenan McCardell now has gone over 1,000 for the season receiving. He's at 1,046 yards thanks to those 2 catches. Homecoming for him. He's bought 100 tickets to today's game. Bud Adams is going to love him. He's from the Houston area, from Waltrip High School.
Well, everyone knows that not a lot of people coming to these Houston games because they're leaving in a couple of years, so they do appreciate that, a 100 ticket.
Second down, 6 from the 9. Brunell, he's going to throw it away. Now, the old Brunell last year probably would have tried to squeeze that in or scramble and take a big hit, but this was a very wise decision.
You know, talking to Kevin Gilbride, once again the offensive coordinator for Jacksonville, I asked him, where does this young quarterback need improving? Everybody's talking about him. A lot of the Houston Oilers are voting for him for the Pro Bowl. They told me they made that vote. He said in decision-making, and there's a great example right there. It wasn't there, he threw it away.
Third down and 6. That was his first miss of the day. He's 3 for 4 passing. And again with the 5 receivers in the set. 9th play of the drive. He connects with his tight end Mitchell, and a great one-on-one tackle by Steve Jackson, or he surely would have at least had the first down and possibly a touchdown.
Well, that was the classic shoestring tackle. I mean, that's all Jackson got his hand on was a foot.
Play
watch this.
Against Houston.
Just hanging on to the bottom of the heel.
There's a flag down on the play, so we'll wait on the call. Referee is Dick Hantak today, and he's talking with the Jaguars.
Illegal hands. Defense number 28. Hands to the face.
Oh, big penalty. Chris Dishman hit with the penalty, hands to the face. And that's going to be a first down, 1st and goal for Jacksonville, and they were getting ready to send out the field goal team.
That is a huge mistake, and Dishman has had a lot of hands, illegal touching penalties this season. Very aggressive corner, uses his hands a lot.
Well, for the first first time we see a fullback in that backfield now as LaShae Maston is in, number 35 for Jacksonville. And the ball inside the 5-yard line on 1st and goal. Brunell rifles one in, and Jimmy Smith cannot hang on to it. On the back end of the end zone with Darrell Lewis on coverage.
Man-for-man coverage that time from Houston. You see they've even got linebackers. Michael Barrow as a part of the coverage there. You look at him on the outside taking McCardle. That ball was right there, but the quick hand of Darrell Lewis distracted Jimmy Smith just a little bit, but Jimmy should have had it.
Now this is where the lack of a running game can really come back and bite you a little bit.
That's right. Now also, Brunell is such a great runner that if he were healthy, I'd be predicting a quarterback draw here. But he's dragging that leg. He's not very healthy.
2nd down and goal from the 4. Well, there he goes, and he's to the 1. He was looking left corner of the end zone for Willie Jackson, and then Lenoy Jones trails on the play and brings down Brunell.
That's an option play, Jim. The option was the quick slant. If the quick slant is not there, then he converts it to the quarterback draw that I'm talking about. Quick slant's not there. Right now, he tucks it away. Look at the opening that he had in the beginning, but a very good play by the defense to converge and close that down.
And it is now 3rd down and goal from the 1. 2 backs will be in the backfield. Maston and Means. Natron Means pushes the pile. Right side. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And they take the opening kickoff and go down the field and put it in. And Jeff Fisher's Oiler defense gives up a big penalty. Chris Dishman, hands to the face, allowed the drive to continue, and Means put it in.
Well, we knew this would be a pretty exciting football game, and you knew that Jacksonville's offense, they put up so many yards this year with challenge. Take a look at the blocking. Number 62, see 62, that's Ben Coleman, folds over to get in front of Natron Means, and Natron, with 5'10", 240-pound body, is able to force it over.
Mike Hollis for the extra point. Barker holds. And he bangs it through. It's an 11-play drive. Means puts it in on a 1-yard run for the touchdown. And the Jaguars lead 7-0. The Oilers get the ball next.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By Lexus Luxury Automobiles, the result of a relentless pursuit of perfection. By McDonald's, official break of the NFL. And by Staples, the office superstore.
Back at the Astrodome in Houston, Mark Brunell takes the Jaguars offense and goes 73 yards on 11 plays using 6:04, and he passed well, in particular on a couple of big 3rd down connections with Keenan McCardell and Gilbride and Brunell. That's a tough team today. They have Jacksonville ahead 7-0. On the kickoff by Mike Hollis, Mel Gray comes up and takes it at the 7-yard line. Right up the middle to the 33. First down there for the Oilers. And we'll be back to watch Steve McNair and the Houston offense coming up next. 7-0 Jacksonville.
This is the NFL on NBC.
Welcome back to the Astrodome in Houston, Texas, everybody. Say experience the NFL all week long on NFL.com, the official website of the National Football League. For all of the tackles, touchdowns, and a live game day scoreboard, click on NFL.com. And when you click it on, you'll see that Steve McNair starts today for the Houston Oilers, and he gives to Eddie George, and George goes out near the 35-yard line for a 3-yard pickup. Here's a look at the starting lineup today for the Oilers offensive line. Good offensive line, and really Mark Stepnoski in the middle. He's been a guy that really endorses this move of starting Steve McNair at quarterback, so they've got confidence in him, and McNair is in there with the fine rookie Eddie George. Wycheck, Sanders, Davis, and the tight end is Roderick Lewis. 2nd down and 7. Stepnoski said that now might be the time. Full confidence in McNair to put him in there. Eddie George again. Good run. Out near a first down to the 43. A steady dose of number 27. That's what this Jacksonville defense is going to get today. And here is the Jaguars defense. The front four, Lagerman, Davey, Yurkovich, and Clyde Simmons playing very well of late. Helping out teeth, give some teeth to that pass rush. Their 5 rookie linebacker, Kevin Hardy. Aaron Beasley is the other rookie on the left corner. Came up with his first career interception last week in the win over Cincinnati. But this guy right here out of Illinois flies all over the field. It is a first down, 1st and 10 for Houston on 2 consecutive runs by Eddie George, and now making 3. And he's to the 44-yard line.
Eddie George thought he had something there, a little bit upset with himself, but that is what their offense is based on, the running of Eddie George. And I should say first, the blocking of this veteran offensive line. They've done a real solid job all season long to get a rookie over 1,000 yards. And it's the combination of the two. Good blocking and really good running.
Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. McNair yet to throw. Might get a look at it right now, though. Short drop, and he plays catch, and on the outside, Willie Davis makes the catch at the 48-yard line. Tackle made by Aaron Beasley.
You know, that's a nice read by our rookie, Aaron Beasley. He notices the quick step drop, comes up very quickly and makes the tackle. Watch the 3-step drop. It's 1, 2, 3. The ball's gone. The cornerbacks are looking at that. When they see the 3-step drop, they know it's quick in, quick out, or stop. And that's a real good break on the ball. Good recognition.
5-yard pickup, 3rd down and 4. Ronnie Harmon now checks into the backfield for the Oilers, and Eddie George comes out. They give it to Ronnie Harmon, and Harmon, normally known as a receiving back, he shows he's got some running legs too for a first down to the Jacksonville 46.
Very good play calling. Very good play calling by Houston, and real good blocking up front. Ronnie Harmon is one of the veterans on this field. Take a look at the blocking. See Bruce Matthews, number 74, folding around. Ronnie Harmon steps in right behind Matthews and comes up with the first down. Matthews has been there forever. 14 years in the league out of USC.
Harmon stays in the lineup right now as they spread out the formation, and Eddie George is back in too. 1st and 10. McNair, nice catch by George on his fingertips to the 35-yard line, and another Houston first down.
Well, that's why they had confidence putting Steve McNair in the game. Now, Chris Chandler has had a wonderful season, but he's about 85%, and now the two quarterbacks are so close that they think a 100% McNair is better than an 85% Chris Chandler. Look at the one-handed controlling catch by Eddie George. Nice for a 12-yard gain.
And another first down. Jacksonville took the opening kickoff. They went down and scored. Now Houston with Chandler watching Steve McNair at the controls of the Oiler offense. They're moving to, look at Eddie George dance in and out of that hole. What a fine run by George down near the 26-yard line where Dana Hall brings him down.
And folks, this is one of the great specimens in professional sports. This is a big man, 6'3", 235, and watch the cut right here. Stop, sideways, slides into the next little gap for a nice gain. That's a great move for a very good running back, very big running back.
And the comparisons that Jacksonville made, one of the players, John Yurkovich, said, well, he's like, he's like an Eric Dickerson. I mean, that's putting him in some real high company on a blitz. McNair holds on, looks down, corner of the end zone, and Chris Sanders was up there to try and pull it down, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're picking on the rookie, but the rookie is saying, I'll have none of that. That's a good play in the end zone. Now, they pick up the blitz. That's a good job by Houston picking up the blitz. And then at the other end, you'll see number 21, Beasley, go up over the wide receiver, Chris Sanders. Does not interfere with him. Good balance. Right hand, slap it away.
Now it's 3rd down and 3. Rodney Thomas is in for his first appearance of the afternoon in the Oiler lineup. Aaron Beasley maybe can expect another play coming his way. 3rd down. Out of the backfield. Thrown wide of Harmon. Would have had to be a real heck of a catch. And even if he had made the catch, I don't know if he would have been able to get the first down. There were a lot of Jacksonville defenders out there. So Al Del Greco will come in to attempt a field goal. He's 28 out of 32 on the year.
Scored a lot of points this year. He's got 113 points. That puts him number 1 in the AFC and number 2 in the NFL. So he's one of the best in the game.
Out of the hold of Reggie Roby, 44-yard field goal attempt to get Houston on the board. Boy, someone got a hand on that, and it died. You could hear somebody got a hand on that. So Houston does not score, and Jacksonville leads 7-0 here in the Astrodome. Mark Brunell back to work. 7-0 Jacksonville leads here. Let's take a look at that field goal, Beasley.
Well, it's Clyde Simmons right in here in the middle, and he gets a great push. Look at the right hand. Right hand goes up, and a great block on it right there. And Clyde had a block last week, so he's really playing well. He's got 5.5 sacks, a couple of blocks.
First and 10, and I think they need a timeout. They do. Came up to the line of scrimmage. Houston took a look at it defensively, and Brunell needed to go to the sidelines. We'll be right back. Jaguars lead 7-0. Good start for the Jaguars. They lead by a score of 7-0. Now, coming up next, don't miss the exciting conclusion of the Office Depot Father-Son Challenge. Our own Johnny Miller joins golf legends Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, Raymond Floyd, and others as they team up with their sons for the final day of action. That's next here on NBC. Natron Means, who scored the Jaguars touchdown, gets a short gain on first down to the 35-yard line, wrapped up by Henry Ford.
You know, I said Clyde Simmons had 5.5 sacks. He has 7.5 sacks. So a wonderful season. And take a look at that, Jim. 6th blocked field goal of his career. That's a bunch of blocks.
Second down now, and 10. No gain on first down for Means. 5 wide receiver set, which has been very effective early in the game for Jacksonville. Brunell picks out a man and finds Willie Jackson. Jackson to the 45, brought down by Dishman and Marcus Robertson. An 11-yard pickup, and that should be a first down.
Mark Brunell has got a gun, and he's got all of the throws. He's got the touch throw. He throws a nice deep ball. And take a look at this. Good protection by the offensive line. Much improved this year. Look at that big throwing lane for him to throw through, and it's a bullet to Jackson.
First down at the 46. Here's Natron Means. Gets away from Dishman, and he's still going to the 49-yard line. Finally brought down by Robert Young.
You know what? That was a great run. I mean, people talk about runs, and usually they should be talking about the blocking. Now, there's penetration in the backfield immediately right there, and that makes Natron back up. Now, the rest of this is just attitude and effort. He squares his shoulders up. Look at him fighting young running backs to keep his balance. That's a great run.
Second down and 7. Means has been very good the last 3 weeks for Jacksonville. Brunell now getting pressure, and he dumps it into the Oiler bench. Now he is outside of the tackle box. They want a flag for grounding as Gary Walker had him but couldn't finish him off, and no grounding.
See, this is the effect. Jeff Fisher wanted a penalty, but outside of the tackle box, one of the new rules to protect the quarterbacks, he's allowed to get rid of it and not take a big hit. Now, a healthy Mark Brunell, this is no contest between Gary Walker and Brunell. He would run right out of that and have plenty of time to get the ball off.
Boy, he's strong.
He's very strong.
I mean, to stay up and be able to get that thing out of bounds shows his upper body strength. Third down and 7. And he's got Jimmy Smith. That's a first down to the Houston 40 with Dishman coming across to make the tackle. This is a good passing game.
It's a very good passing game. Number 1 in the National Football League worth of quality passing. And that's the number 1 passer. It's an 11-yard gain. Now, once again, watch him find the little seam, and then Jimmy really keeps his eye on the ball. You saw his head looking back. The ball was behind him just a little bit because of the pressure. He brings it in, makes a nice gain.
And on first down, whistles blow, and the flag comes down.
False start. Offense prior to the snap, number 62. 5-yard penalty. Still
Ben Coleman is hit with the penalty. And just when the Jaguars are really flowing offensively, they'll take a 5-yard loss on that play.
Ben Coleman is 6'6", 326. On perhaps the largest, I think the largest offensive line in the National Football League. Jacksonville's got a bunch of big bodies up front.
Inside the final minute now, first quarter, 7-0 Jacksonville. And looking for more. On first down and 15, there's Mark Brunell getting out of there and dives to the 40-yard line underneath the tackle of Wortham. He's made all the right decisions so far, Beasley.
Well, he's having such a tremendous season. Approaching 4,000 yards passing, and we were told that they will talk. He has 1 year left on his contract. They will talk in the offseason. He'll get a brand new deal and will join the ranks of the millionaires in the NFL. And you see why right there.
I would talk at halftime. I'd get him signed right away. Here's Means, and he dives to try and get up near the first down. He's going to be well short. He's at the 35-yard line. Henry Ford and Joe Bowden bring him down, and that's the end of an all-Jacksonville first quarter. Jaguars score a touchdown, block a Houston field goal, and at the end of one, they lead 7-0. Set to start the second quarter now here at the Astrodome. A look at the first quarter statistics, and those numbers tell you it was the Jaguars' quarter, 76 yards passing, and they lead 7-0.
Also, the time of possession is big in the favor, the advantage of Jacksonville.
You know, Beasley, I think Houston's defense, it's getting, I know it's early, but getting to that point where they need a big play to get themselves going here. Brunell has been doing everything right, and on third down, he's going to try and do this right and run for the first down, or is he going to throw for it, or is he going to dance for it? He finally goes into the Oilers sideline, and he'll be short of the first down.
Well, when you're a great athlete, you have a lot of options, so he runs right up to the line of scrimmage, decides maybe I can throw it, and tries to get back, make sure he's behind it. And then, wisely, I think, he's kind of scampered down.
I'm sure that man, Tom Coughlin, holds his breath every time that Brunell comes up with that category of decision-making.
Well, no other quarterback has played for Jacksonville all season.
Boy, this guy had a week last week. Mike Hollis was the AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. He was 5 for 5 last week. He's trying a 52-yard field goal. And he needs a little bit more bend to get it through there. It is no good. It is wide right. And so it remains 7-0 Jaguars over the Oilers. This is the NFL on NBC.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Transamerica, the power of the pyramid is working for you. By 1-800-CALL-ATT, dial it for collect calls and save money every time you use it. And by DirecTV, satellite TV at its best.
Second quarter here in the Astrodome in Houston, 7-0 the score. Jacksonville leading over the Oilers. Second offensive possession now for the Oilers. With Steve McNair at the controls, getting the start here today. In a must-win situation for both teams. Eddie George, nice play by Jeff Lageman to get him in the backfield and bring him down for a loss.
Well, that's a clear-cut running formation for Houston. They put Frank Wycheck, the H-back, in the backfield to add some muscle up front, and it did not work. Jeff Lageman, veteran, in perfect position.
Good year for Lageman. Helped out by the fact that he's playing on that left defensive end side right now. He said it helps his knee a little bit more. And it is second down and 12. Here's McNair down the middle. Derek Russell tries to stretch out and make the catch at the 40-yard line and just couldn't come down with it.
Well, that's a pretty good throw over 3 defenders. And, you know, a good NFL catch. It would have been a real good NFL catch, but probably should have been caught. See, away from 3 guys. You know, a good NFL receiver, which Derek Russell is. He certainly is a good receiver. Probably should have caught that. Hit both hands.
Now third down and 12 for the Oilers, and McNair Harmon in the backfield. McNair in trouble. Now he's out of trouble. And picks out his receiver, but it's incomplete. Down at the 45-yard line. It was intended for Sanders. And so the Oilers go 3 and out.
Oh, that was a super play by Chris Hudson. You know, he recognized the scrambling quarterback, somehow figured out which receiver he was going to, and made a superior break on the ball to knock it down.
Off the field goes the Oiler offense.
I'll tell you what, Jacksonville is just playing good football. By every measurement. Defense, offense, special teams, it's all been solid.
First punt of the day now for Reggie Roby. Jeff Fisher has told Roby, get rid of the ball quickly because Jacksonville comes quickly and come over the block. Good punt, though. Hudson took it inside his 10. And a nice return by Hudson. And, oh, they just got him by the shoe top. Over the 25. Baron Wortham just tipped him over. Fine return, 51-yard punt, and a 19-yard return by Hudson. In fact, he lost his shoe on the play. Hey, next Saturday, NBC Sports presents more exciting NFL action. Now, that's a special time at 3:30 Eastern with the NFL on NBC. Then watch an interconference battle as Junior Seau and the San Diego Chargers take on Dave Wannstedt's Chicago Bears. A special Saturday edition of the NFL on NBC next Saturday, starting at 3:30 Eastern. 7-0 Jacksonville. 13:21 to go here in the first half. They go to Natron Means. He fumbles. Loose ball. Oilers trying to come up with it. No sign yet. Yes, there it is. They got it. Baron Wortham comes up with the football on the jump out hit.
This is Houston Oilers football. They got a bunch of little bitty linebackers. I say little bitty. They're all like 6 foot. 225 flying to the football, and Natron basically just drops that ball. Out of his left arm, you saw there in the replay that nobody hit him, nobody stripped him. As he went into contact, he dropped the football. Houston comes up with it.
Big play. Wortham lands on the football and then smothers it and recovers the fumble. And now they'll play in a short field at the 27 of Jacksonville, trying to tie the game up. This looks almost like a wishbone formation, doesn't it, as they pitch it out. And it's not going to work. Eddie George is wrapped up and dumped back to the 31-yard line on a loss of 4 as Clyde Simmons got him.
Well, the wish didn't come true. I mean, that is your classic wishbone formation, or a variation of, actually. 3 men in the backfield to get some extra blocking for Eddie George, and it does not work. This is a good job by the defense of Jacksonville.
The last 3 times George has gotten the ball, he's had white shirts in the backfield.
Yeah. That's the kind of runner he is, though. He'll go nothing, 20.
Second down, 15. Harmon in the lineup and in motion. The fake to George. Out of the backfield, Harmon. Still going. Still going. To the 23. Good effort by Ronnie Harmon. Tom McManus, the linebacker, brings him down.
You know, sometimes you think, as a defender, that if I just hit this guy with my shoulder as hard as I can, he'll go down. But the great ones, they won't go down. Look at the balance at the end of this run. First of all, a good catch. But watch these guys. They don't wrap up. See, they kind of hit. He bounces right off of them. That's good running.
So first it was Brackett, then Hudson. They both come up with Jersey, but not Harmon, and then finally put down by McManus. Big play again, 3rd down and 7. McNair, he's got Harmon. Touchdown, Houston.
This is a fantastic throw. 33 yards on the play. Now watch the touch that Aaron McNair has to put on this ball. Nice pocket. Good job blocking by the offensive line of the running backs. And that ball is dead on the money. Harmon has to do nothing but bring his arms up and wrap the ball up.
Del Greco for the extra point to tie the game at 7. And that's where we are. The Natron Means fumble is turned into a touchdown. Steve McNair, 23 yards to Ronnie Harmon, ties the game at 7-7. Houston ties the game up 7-7. After the Natron Means fumble, Ronnie Harmon catches a 23-yard touchdown pass from Steve McNair. And with 11.5 remaining here in the first half, we're at 7-7. Bucky Brooks from his 6-yard line. Brooks to the 35-yard line. And Shedrick Wilson makes the tackle.
Here's Ronnie Harmon right here. He'll come out of the backfield, weave in, and then bounce up for the touchdown. And you'll see, as we start the play, he comes around. He'll go into the defender, bend him in a little bit, and then bounce up. And what a nice throw by McNair in between a couple of defenders, dropping it perfectly into Ronnie Harmon. And Ronnie Harmon then lines up on the kickoff and goes down and helps make the tackle.
You know what I was noticing, too, as you were drawing that play up beautifully, I might add.
Thank you.
The ball is thrown. It's out of there. Actually, before Harmon makes that final cut.
Absolutely. Great timing throw.
First and 10 now in a 7-7 tie. Jacksonville at their own 35. Brunell, Jimmy Smith, defender, actually fell down a little bit on the play. And Darrell Lewis is fortunate to be able to wrap up Smith and bring him down.
Darrell Lewis, Chris Dishman, Marcus Robinson, and Blaine Bishop. That's my favorite secondary in the National Football League. All of them have been to the Pro Bowl. And look at the pocket collapsing around Brunell as he gets that ball out. But this Jacksonville team has done a real good job against what I think is the finest secondary in the league.
Second down and 3. Here's Means. And he gets near a first down at the 45-yard line. On that last catch by Jimmy Smith, now he's gone over 1,000 yards. So both of those receivers, McCardell and Smith, are now over 1,000 for the year.
This has got to be a fun offense, the Jacksonville offense, for a wide receiver. Now, if you're a running back, you may not like it too much, but, man, the guy, Brunell, a young star, approaching 4,000 yards passing. That means your receivers are going to be big-time catchers in this league.
They got the first down. That's Pete Mitchell, the tight end, going in motion. Means is going to cut it back, and there's a whole wave of blue jerseys there, but he'll turn it into about 2 or 3 yards. The ball comes out again, but I believe they're going to say that he was down. As you see coming out with the ball, James Roberson. But the play was dead. I'll tell you what, Natron better cover up.
Second down.
Okay, so he had been stopped as a ruling, but that's what happens when you fight for extra yards sometimes, too. You know, I talked about a run earlier in the game where Natron was hit several times, spun around, kept fighting. You can also get hit on the football and drop a ball.
Well, that, my friends, is a passing formation. 5 stretched out. Brunell to the middle. It is caught. Jimmy Smith makes the grab, brought down by Raphael Robinson, and he is short of the first down at the 47 of Houston.
Little hand fighting there. Boy, that's a super catch. I didn't see that. That's out on the fingertips.
Beasley, where's the Oiler pass rush?
Well, the ball is coming out so quickly that I can't fault them on that play. It's 3-step drop, ball's out, boom. That's that West Coast style quick passing.
Third down and 2. And again, the short drop, and he's got Derek Brown. The ball pops out. It's picked up by Michael Barrow, or Joe Bowden, rather. And now they're going to rule it an incompleted pass at the 40-yard line. They're going to say the ball came out incomplete. Derek Brown had it. Barrow hit him. Bowden thought he came up with an interception out of the air.
Well,
and Tom Coughlin is steamed.
Well, I don't know why Tom is upset. Tom got the favorable call here. Let's see if we can pick this up. That's a catch. 2 feet are down. Ball comes out. Oh!
The nose just looked like it
just touched the ground.
Maybe Tom's upset that the ball's coming out in the first place. Here's Brian Barker's punt to Mel Gray. Fair catch at the 11, 12-yard line. And the Oilers will have a long way to go after a 35-yard punt. The Oilers and Jeff Fisher back in it, though, tied even 7-7 here in the first half. Jim Donovan and Beasley Reese back with you here in Houston in a 7-7 ball game. Eddie George is certainly having a great rookie year. And here's a look at some of the great rookie seasons for running backs.
Well, about 57 of these yards came on me from Eric Dixon. About 100 here from Rodgers, but great runners. Look at Otis Anderson. People don't remember him, but he was a scat back coming into the game, but that's a lot of yards for a rookie. The great Earl Campbell with 1450.
McNair quickly. Sanders to the 21. He'll be, as you can see by the sticks, about a yard or two shy of the first down. Brought down by Travis Davis in at a safety spot.
That's a beautiful athlete there, Chris Sanders. Good runner. They call him tippy toes. Watch how he runs up on the top of his top of his toes. He gets a lot out of it. Good simple play. Great track guy. He is so fast. Led the league in yards per catch last year and is one among the leaders this year at 19.7. The leader, in fact, this year.
Jaguars jumping on defense, but they get back. Coming on a blitz. Eddie George runs right into the teeth of that blitz, but he spins and tries to push forward to get the first down. And he might have done it. I mean, that play had nothing. And I think he might have turned and twisted enough to get the sticks moved 10 more yards, and it is a first down.
Well, he's bigger and stronger than the other people. See, that's nice there. So he ends up against the defensive back initially. Other linemen and linebackers get in the help, but that's a nice run for about a half a yard. Good enough for the first.
Well, as Beasley said, I mean, he's got 14 right now, and he's going to take a couple of short yardage or maybe plays that get nothing, as we just saw right there. But all of a sudden, he can stick you with 75, which he did earlier this season against Jacksonville. 7-7 here in the Astrodome. We'll be back.
As a look at Tom Coughlin, he studied Steve McNair during that free season that they had before Jacksonville as a franchise started playing. Says he's strong, expects him to roll out a lot, and very impressed with his athletic skills.
Nice ball back right there. And McNair wants a bunch, but he's throwing into more Jaguars than Oilers back there on that pass play as he was looking on the play for Willie Davis. But Aaron Beasley and Travis Davis are back on the coverage.
Now, that was a smart play by the wide receiver. See, at the end of that, he turned into the defensive back and slaps this ball down. Now, McNair throws this ball a mile, and you need to do that every now and then just to loosen up the defense to let them know that you will go deep. And at the end of this, watch the receiver. See the receiver sticking his hand in the pile also, becoming a defender to make sure there's no interception.
Second down and 10. At their own 23. And now here he comes on that rollout. Oh, he dumps the ball over the 30-yard line on a nice climbing grab by Willie Davis, brought down by Robert Massey.
See that?
I thought that was a little bit dangerous.
That's very dangerous. But that's an example of the rollout that I was talking about earlier. He's going to roll out during the corner. Watch how deep he gets. We talked about 3- and 5-step drops. Now he's about 12 yards back. That gives him an opportunity to see. And boy, that's a dangerous throw. He's very lucky to get away with that one.
He had Eddie Robinson right in his face, the former Oiler linebacker, now with the Jaguars, and it's good for a first down at the 33-yard line.
There's that inverted full house backfield again.
Eddie George. Short gain to the 35-yard line. Brought down by Jeff Lageman.
The thing about Steve McNair is he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Came into this game with 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And you see here today, numbers are solid. No major mess-ups. Lucky on the last throw, but no major mistakes. And that's impressive for a young quarterback.
Second down, 9. Good protection for him. Derek Russell is over at 46-yard line of Jacksonville on another
The luxury that McNair has is Chris Chandler. He's on a team where he didn't have to come out and play right away. And you take a look at what's happened to Heath Schuler, Rick Meyer, Trent Dilfer. Those were guys thrown to the wolves and had to play right away on bad football teams. McNair very lucky to not have to come out and play right away, and there was a fine throw.
20 yards on the pickup. First catch of the day for Russell. And they're in Jacksonville territory at the 47-yard line. Eddie George will give it back to McNair. Nobody is open, and then he dropped the ball. And the loose ball is going to be picked up by the Jaguars. John Yurkovich will end up with the ball. McNair obviously upset with himself because the ball just came out. I mean, it just came out. Hey, and the cigar man, John Yurkovich, can light one up on the sidelines, although the Astrodome is a no-smoking building.
Now look at this. Little razzle-dazzle. It starts out with me about to say how smart this is to realize it's not there and to pull it away. And then, for some reason, the ball just snaps out of his hand right at the end of the play. I thought it was so smart not to just heave that downfield, and then the accidental drop.
John Yurkovich.
What a great guy. Fun guy. We was in our meeting yesterday, and
he wasn't even invited.
No,
he was invited. He just popped by. First and 10. Brunell on the money. McCardell. And after a quick start, Keenan's been quiet the last couple of possessions, but he's back in the flow now, and they're down inside the 40 of Houston.
Fun talking to McCardell and Smith yesterday. You know, they realize, good shot of both of them right there, they realize where they are as far as the National Football League, among the very best when it comes to production, both over 1,000 yards now. And that's a great sense of pride to have a season like this as a tandem.
First down, 4:21 to go in the half. Matron Means, nice play from behind, running down the line. The right linebacker, Michael Barrow, who is always going at high speed. He's been so close all afternoon to making big plays, and he gets a good one there.
Well, he's playing a position that he's always wanted to play. Something always happens where he ends up having to play inside linebacker. He dreams of lining up right there. You see number 56 as an outside linebacker. He feels like and proves there he can make plays all over the field. He's one of the best.
Loss of 2, second down and 12. Barrow yelling out the defensive assignments, and Brunell might be checking off at the line of scrimmage here. Congested, but a flag goes down as Brunell slides down inside the 30-yard line. Could be coming back on a holding call, though. 13-yard pickup. It would be a first down if it stands. Here's Dick Hantek. Going against Houston, I believe. Hands to the face.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
No number. It might have been Gary Walker, though, Beasley.
Well, that's why Coach Kaufman went out concerned, and then when he saw that he got the call he wanted, he stepped back very, very satisfied. Let's see if we can find it. There it is right there, the hand to the face. You see that it is Walker, and that's a super catch by the officials. Now, Brunell's a great runner. He came into this game with 287 yards rushing, averaging 4.9, but the 33 is his longest, and 2 touchdown runs. So he can bring it, and believe me, folks, he's banged up, or he's much faster and much quicker than you're seeing right now.
Inside the 25 of Houston. And a first down at the 23. Brunell, the decision is take a couple of yards and go inside the 20. Stop the clock and get out of bounds with 2:56 left in the half. And don't take a hit.
That's a smart play. Now, the coaches told us, the Houston coaches said that when Brunell rolls out, scrambles to his left, he scrambles to pass. Now, he ends up running here because there's nothing there, but you'll see him pull it down and get ready to let it go. When he scrambles or rolls to his right, he primarily ends up running with the football. So that's one of the little stats as these guys study their opponent throughout the season. Tendencies.
Second and 7.
ended this game with 3 sacks. Picks up a 4th there on a real good play. And see, once again, here's what I was talking about. When Mark Brunell tries to escape from the pocket to his right, which he'll do here, but wasn't able to really get free because Cook is standing right there. But when he escapes to the right, he runs it.
3rd down and 13 from the shotgun. Play is blown dead and stopped with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 2-minute warning, 7-7 score.
You know, as the Houston Oilers got together as the defense on the sideline, Coach Fisher there talking to Blaine Bishop, having to calm him down. Fisher, a great defensive back in college and in the pros. Bishop upset about something, but calmed down by his head coach, who's been there.
Looks a little happier right now. Bishop was just very excited to get back in the lineup. His knee is feeling better.
Yeah, he had it scoped during the bye week and was playing on it for several weeks while it was still sore. Took the week off last week, and Coach Fisher thinks that will really help him in this game.
So did the Jets. Took the week off last week. 3rd down and 13. 2 minutes to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. Brunell. 20. 16-yard line. That will not get him the first down.
Well, that's what makes him dangerous, though. And I'm telling you, as a defensive guy, when you've got everybody covered, and then the quarterback comes out and starts making plays, it just makes you crazy. Now, this time, Mark couldn't get enough to get a first down, but he certainly advanced the football and put Hollis in a nice position for a field goal attempt.
So on 4th down, they'll attempt to take the lead. Hollis is 0 for 1 on the day. He missed from 52. Now he'll try a 34-yarder. Barker to hold. Jacksonville, they have the lead as he hooked it through there, and it's now 10-7 with 1:49 to go in the first half. And you're watching the NFL on NBC. Coming up at halftime, it's the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel will have all the scores and highlights from around the league, along with Mike Ditka, Joe Gibbs, and Chris Collinsworth, plus an interview Jim Gray did with Al Davis, the owner of the Raiders. That's at halftime. Here in Houston, the Jacksonville Jaguars, after a Steve McNair fumble, the ball just slipped out of his hands on an Oiler drive. They convert that fumble into a field goal of 34 yards by Mike Hollis, and now lead here at halftime in a must-win game for both teams. 10-7 Jaguars. Mel Gray is back deep. The line drive bounces 1 hop into the end zone, and Gray is upset because he can't come out of there with it. Good job by Hollis. So it's a touchback, and they'll start at the 20-yard line. They have 2 timeouts left, and we'll see how he runs the 2-minute offense with 1:49 left.
So you talk about the mistakes in the game, and they talk about this game being a game of mistakes. So Natron Means fumbles, leads to a Jacksonville touchdown. Steve McNair fumbles, leads to the go-ahead field goal for Jacksonville.
And remember, Al Del Greco had a field goal blocked by Clyde Simmons, well within Del Greco's range. So there's your difference right now, too, at 10-7, Jacksonville in the lead. Simmons coming up with his 6th block of a field goal attempt in his NFL career. Now it's McNair from the 20. Lagerman coming. He got away from him. Gets away from his own center, Stepnoski, and then gets out to the 30-yard line and will get a first down. Simmons races down the field to bring him down, but the clock is running.
Lagerman on that play looked like he was back with the New York Jets when he was a very young man. What an explosion off the line to beat his man instantly. They go into 2-minute offense here.
11 yards on the pickup. A lot of time, and Sanders is open. Did he get his feet down? Yes, he did. What a catch by Chris Sanders for a first down to the Jacksonville 47.
We've seen some fine throws by young McNair, and that's a super catch. Big-time athlete on the outside. Look at this tippy toes. Nice move off the ball at the end of it. Look at the stride on that athlete. Goes up. Watch the feet go down. Both feet. Make sure that he gets them in. That's a great catch.
Now they've moved down into Jacksonville territory. Sanders now 2 catches on the day. A minute 14 left. They still have 2 timeouts. Screen pass to Frank Wycheck. Hey, look at the big guy get up in the air. And he goes inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. Robert Massey brings him down.
They're playing football. You know, you can tell how important it is. These guys know where they need to get their guy in field goal range. That's a great effort by Wycheck.
First catch of the day for Wycheck. 9 yards on the pickup. 2nd down and 1. Oh, they're going to run it. Here's Eddie George. Oh, excuse me, Harmon. Harmon makes the carry, and he'll get out of bounds. Notice Beasley, he headed right to the sideline, so that he always knew the ability was there to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Yeah, that's an 11-year veteran, so he knows about time management and gets out of bounds.
2nd run of the day for Harmon. Now has 9 yards rushing on the day. They have it 1st and 10. The ball is inside the 35-yard line.
They're in that double move range, Jim. Out and goes, post corners.
Pretty good rush. They meet him by the toes, but Wycheck got loose for a 1st down inside the 20. The ball came out. Jacksonville is running with it. And are they going to say that Wycheck fumbled it? It is picked up by Tony Brackens. And the officials, some of them are down. 2 of them are conferring. Jeff Fisher really is saying that ball was down. Wycheck was already down. Tom Coughlin is hoping that Jacksonville has caused the turnover and the Jaguars are motioning that it's their ball.
What a play. What an effort by Wycheck. What an effort by McNair. Look how strong this guy is. Any quarterback would have been down there. He gets it out, and then Wycheck showing very good open field moves here. Let's see what happened at the end of this play. Yep, that's a great call by the official. That ball flips out underneath his arm right before the knee goes down. Alert play by the Jacksonville defense. And no, they didn't try to flip it.
Yeah, they did it. Hardy flipping to Brackens. And so now what the Jaguars are going to do is get into the locker room, and a timeout has to be called for now by the Oilers as they were all messed up with defensive personnel coming out onto the field. And with 18 seconds left, the Oilers spend a timeout.
That was one crazy play. And boy, the momentum changing in this game from McNair fighting his way to get the ball over. Here's the end of that play again. Let's watch it very closely. Watch Wycheck's right knee. See if it touches the ground before the ball flips out under his arm. Boy, that's so close, it's hard to call.
No, I think you're right. I think at first, on the first look, I thought that it was not a fumble, but his knee looked to be still up when the ball
Just
came
as
out.
the ball came from under his arm. At any rate, Jacksonville opportunity not for them, and they saved themselves a field goal.
And that is the end of the first half. The crowd irritated with the calls going against the Oilers on that play there, as Hardy and Jeff Fisher still upset with what's going on here at the end of the first half. Jacksonville leaves the field. 10-7 is the score here in Houston. Now we go off to New York. Greg Gumbel with the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC Halftime Show. As you can also expect, a good day throwing the football for both teams. But look at Houston, 133 yards.
Absolutely, and then time of possession, once again, a big key.
All right, as they kick off, it will be Houston with the ball first. Mel Gray takes it from his own 5-yard line. Gray out to the 29, and that's where the Oilers will begin. So first down there for Houston.
24-yard return by Mel Gray, and he is one of the best ever career, averaging 24.1.
So Steve McNair starting out here in the second half. Must-win game for both teams. Oilers coming in at 7-6. Jacksonville coming in at 6-7 as they begin out at the 29-yard line. Biggest half of the season for both of these teams.
Absolutely, they must win. Both teams must win out.
Eddie George in the backfield behind McNair. He'll get it. No, he won't. The play action fake. And it's caught. The tight end comes up with it. Roderick Lewis, and Lewis brings it for a first down out over the 40-yard line. 19 yards on the play and a first down. First time they've gone to their tight end today. So here's the way it's looked. Missed field goal, punt, touchdown, and then two big fumbles. And especially the one by Wycheck just before halftime. A controversial one.
And in a tight ball game against two teams that are very close in ability, and these teams are, it's always those mistakes. It's the fumbles.
McNair, really some nice play action fakes so far here in the game. He lines up Wycheck behind him along with Eddie George. This time George has it to the right side. He'll get a tough yard out near the 48. Tackled by Tom McManus.
I always like to try to figure out what the coaches figured out at halftime. What changes do they make in formations? What defensive adjustments have they made based on what they feel hurt them or helped them in the first half of play? So this is really where coaching comes in. It's in that third quarter, early in the third quarter.
Jeff Fisher left the field fuming on that controversial fumble call against his team. They ruled that Frank Wycheck did not have his knee down, and the football came loose, recovered by Jacksonville just before the break. McNair in trouble, and he got tipped over by Kevin Hardy, who came from the outside and finally went down. The sack of McNair.
Now, Eddie George was telling us that he felt like Kevin Hardy was the best linebacker in college football. He comes in and makes an impact here. All-out blitz. See blitzers coming from the middle. Hardy untouched from the outside, and as you mentioned, Jim, he's the one that forced Steve McNair to step up into trouble.
Third down at 13. Jaguars playing very well defensively so far in this game. Lockman coming from the outside. McNair's got a bunch of open field in front of him, trying to get to the first down marker, but he'll be short to the 47-yard line. And that will bring up fourth down. Dana Hall and Bucky Brooks come up from the secondary. They kind of formed a line right across that first down marker and made sure that McNair didn't get that far. And they'll punt.
It'll be interesting to see how McNair fares when it comes to running. I mean, he absolutely blitzed the nation in college football, but these guys are a lot faster at this level. They close those holes and lanes very quickly.
You saw Chris Hudson standing back deep for Jacksonville. Here's Reggie Roby, a 52-yard punt of the day. Sends this one and hits at the 5 and bounds away as the Oilers could not get down there and make the play. And so it will be 1st and 10 for Jacksonville at their own 20 when we come back.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Acura, who invites you to test drive the new CL Luxury Sports Coupe. By Snickers, not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Hungry? Why wait? By IBM, season's greetings to a small planet from everyone at IBM. And by Coors Light, proud partner of the John Wayne Cancer Institute and their search for a cure.
Possession of the second half for Mark Brunell of the Jaguars offense. They lead 10-7. They've won 2 games in a row. Trying to make it 3 and stay in the playoff picture in the AFC. Brunell all kinds of time, but throws it in front of Jimmy Smith at the 35-yard line. Incomplete. Darrell Lewis was on the coverage. Anthony Cook, a pretty good rush from that left defensive end spot. He got a piece of that guy, Brunell.
Brunell took a real big hit from him that time. Look at him blinking, trying to focus his vision. That's why they make the big bucks. You got to stand there. Man, he had all day good blocking. It's almost like he got punched in the head. You're not allowed to go to the quarterback's head.
Brunell is coming over to to the sideline as they have to use a timeout. I wonder if he's okay, Beasley. We'll check him out on the sideline as he took a shot up near his eye, and we'll return to the Astrodome after this. Mark Brunell is checked out over on the sideline. He took a finger to the eye, Beasley.
Yeah, just right at the end. Watch 78 cook, and he'll come around and with the left hand right there gets him in the eye.
But he is okay. Went over to the sideline, got checked out. Natron Means carries, and he's out for 4 yards to the 24-yard line. Lenoy Jones, the linebacker, 57, is in there along with Michael Barrow to make the tackle.
So Brunell took the timeout and remains the only quarterback to take every snap this season.
Something he's very, very proud of.
He should be.
That he's been able to do that.
Well, he's a 400-pound bench press guy, and that's phenomenal for a quarterback. Phenomenal for anybody. Might be the strongest quarterback in the league.
3rd down and 6. 5 wide receivers in the set. Barrow from the outside. Jimmy Smith comes back and makes the catch at the 50 and is to the Houston Oilers 49-yard line. Great job by Jimmy Smith as he turned Darrell Lewis around.
Now, some people say that this is a on-purpose underthrow. It's a play that you see in a lot 20-yard line in the NFL. Here down the field, this ball is short, and that's the most dangerous thing for a cornerback is an underthrow. Because you're looking at the wide receiver, suddenly he stops, the ball's behind him, Jimmy's strong enough to bring it in.
Well, he's having another good day. He went over 1,000 for the year today. So did McCardell. First down. We're back to the 5 wide receiver set again. Incomplete for Mitchell with Michael Barrow on the coverage and knocked it away.
Well, Michael Barrow is one of the top coverage linebackers in the league. This is a very good defense. Barrow in great position there to knock the ball down.
Setting up 2nd down and 10. Now they do have a running back. In fact, they're going to come in with 2 running backs in the backfield for Brunell. Lachey Maston comes in along with Natron Means. Means gets the ball and gets trapped in the backfield as Steve Jackson was coming up on a blitz from his safety spot, and he comes up there and traps him.
Steve is one of the designated blitzers on this team. He'll blitz when they've got a lot of receivers in the game. He'll come out of the nickel position to blitz. And this is just a good play call because Jackson happened to be right at the point of attack. The hole that Jacksonville was intending to run through, Steve Jackson had been told to blitz through.
Jackson stays in there on a 3rd down and 14 now for the Jaguars back on their side of the field at the 48. It's a screen setup. It looked like it was set up for the tight end Mitchell, but it was congested, and he's brought down at the 49-yard line by Raphael Robinson. And so the Oilers force Jacksonville into a punt.
Well, if Robinson wasn't there, this guy might be still running. It's a middle screen to the tight end, very well set up. Look how they suck the lineman in. Look at the collection of bodies right here in the middle, just in great position. And one defender happened to be in the right place.
Walker punched the ball looking for the right corner, and he didn't get it. He put it into the end zone. And the ball will come out on a touchback to the 20-yard line. There is a flag down on the play, so the 52-yard punt. That goes against Houston. That would not give them is that an automatic first down on that? Let's check this one out.
Defense during the kick.
During the punt.
96 will penalize from the dead ball spot. First down.
I think so that will put them back at the 15 rather than the 20, and it's on 96, Gary Walker. And the Jaguars holding on 10-7 here in Houston. Jaguars lead over the Oilers by a score of 10-7 here in the Astrodome. 9:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. Next Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, it's the Ironman Triathlon. Watch as Paula Newby-Fraser comes out of retirement and goes for a record 8th Ironman crown. The ultimate test of endurance, the Ironman Triathlon, next Saturday here on NBC. 1st and 10. The ball is back at the 10-yard line after that penalty during the punt on Gary Walker of the Oilers. So a big possession here for the Oilers on a long field, and Eddie George gets the carry out over the 15 to the 16-yard line. Dana Hall Kevin Hardy up on the tackle. George's numbers on the day, 22 yards, 10 rushes. So I would think Jacksonville has to be happy, but they're always waiting and concerned that he breaks one.
Well, you take away the 73-yard run that he had in their first meeting, and he had about 50 or 60 total. So that's the way he runs. They hold him down, and then he breaks one.
Second down, 4. McNair lobs it out. Eddie George has it. George still moving hard. Out gets a first down over the 20-yard line. He did not have the first down when he made the catch and was being draped by tacklers.
Well, Eddie George is a third-quarter performer. You take a look at his games in the past. First quarter, 3.4. But look at the third quarter, 5.6. This is where he really cranks it up. Total 4.2 for the season, which is excellent, especially for a rookie. So look for him to catch those little screens, but more importantly, to start really rumbling. That's what his history shows us.
That was his second catch of the day. Roll out. Juggle. And caught. Second of the day for Roderick Lewis. Boy, that was an adventure, wasn't it? And all for about a yard out to the 23.
Well, we've seen that play. This is the second time we've seen this little rollout, kind of a half boot. Ball fake, half boot, bring the tight end out into the flat. If he catches that cleanly, maybe he gets a 5-yard gain out of it.
We got to like Hardy, that linebacker out of Illinois.
It's beautiful.
All over the field. Lewis with a break on the sideline after his second catch. Good for yards. Second and 9. Page with Chris Sanders on that pass, and Mickey Washington ends up trying to come up with the interception. He can't get it. McNair knocked down by Tom McManus. They'll come up 3rd and 9.
Oh, look at McManus. He's played some real good football, solid football this year. That's a nice angle to the quarterback. Nice coming around the corner and a good hit. And those hits mount up. You keep chipping away at a guy, and all of a sudden he loses a little confidence in the pocket, knowing that he's going to get knocked around every play. It has an effect.
3rd down and 9 from their own 23. Good protection. Across the middle, and a fine catch by Chris Sanders. Nice throw by McNair. 19 yards and a first down.
That's a gutsy throw and a gutsy catch. It takes a lot of courage to go across the middle. When I was playing in this game, you had a lot of over routes. Guys started getting knocked out, and now they put a little variation on this where they kind of come down a seam and break in a little bit. That's a good throw by McNair, but even a better catch. Push him down. That's the old over route. Good concentration.
First down, 41-yard line of Houston. A delayed Eddie George, and George is brought down. From behind, draped on his back there, was Calvin Pritchett, but up from the safety spot, Dana Hall helps out.
Houston is staying with that 3-man backfield formation. I don't know what they're looking for. I think what happens is you've got big guys like Whitecheck, and then that time Harmon on the other side, and maybe Eddie George can choose which side of the center that he runs. Kind of gives an option. So it's an interesting play. There's Jerry Rome, the offensive coordinator for Houston, coming up with that wrinkle.
Second down, 9. There, look out! Could be picked off. Mickey Washington over on the sideline. We're going to say he's out of bounds. That had Danger Beasley on it from the time he let it go.
Nice anticipation by Mickey Washington. This is beautiful. Top of your screen, working against a very dangerous receiver. Look how nice recovery steps in front. Takes a lot of confidence to do that. And just almost, if he could get that left leg down, that'd be an interception. The right heel is down, but that left leg that you see in the air there never comes down in bounds.
If he could have done that, he should have been on the other side of the ball, huh? Third down. Across the middle was down, and McNair throws the interception after a 21-yard return by Hudson. He'll get a ball to hold on to. Jeff Fisher's got a problem, down by 3. That's Chris Chandler, who is not playing at quarterback today, whose ankle is, they say, 90% ready to go. But Steve McNair is having a rough start here to the second quarter. Mark Brunell looking for Jimmy Smith. There was contact, but it is no flag is thrown on Darrell Lewis. Let's go back to the interception. Here's McNair throwing.
Yeah, I thought this was a really bad throw. There's really, it's a big-time overthrow. There's nobody at that level in the defense, no receiver at that level. So that's 2 bad throws. Almost the interception by Mickey Washington, and then the interception there. So McNair has either got to calm down, and we weren't told that if Steve McNair is struggling, Chris Chandler is healthy enough to come into the game.
But so far, still with the baseball cap on and on the bench. Second down and 10. Means jumps over the potential tackler there, which was Henry Ford, and brought down by Blaine Bishop.
Yeah, that's a tough cut for Natron Means. He keeps trying to take it at one angle and then cut hard back. But his body style, you know, he has a body style that's more suited to slamming at a direct angle right into the back of the offensive line and then trying that cut back after he's done that a couple of times.
Well, if Jacksonville's going to do something with this turnover that they just got and the Chris Hudson interception, now is the time. Third down and 8. Jimmy Smith in heavy traffic pulls it down, and a first down near the 41-yard line.
Well, that takes a bullet. Let me tell you something. That's a heck of a throw. Jimmy Smith was showing a lot of promise last year. I did a lot of Jacksonville games, and then they signed Andre Rison, kind of put him on the shelf, slowed his development a little bit, and then once, look at that catch in traffic. That takes a lot of guts. And then once Rison was sent on his way, now Smith is over 1,000 yards and starting to flourish again. This guy's got a lot of potential. I don't think they need another receiver.
First down in Houston territory at the 41. Here comes Means, and that's the best run of the day. As he is down near the 33-yard line, Michael Barrow and Gary Walker bring him down. I think right at the last second there, it looked like Brunell told Means to get over a little bit, and he saw something. Changed his spot in the backfield.
That's the style of running that I like from Means. I mean, a direct shot, no dancing. Now, also, this time is a better job blocking by the offensive line. The offensive line really gave him something to work with there.
Pick up of 8. A delay. Means fights down inside the 30, down to the 29, and that will be good for a Jacksonville first down.
North and south running. That's what Natron is built for. He's not built for speed. 5'10", 240. Built for power.
33 tough yards.
Yeah, real tough yards today.
He had 56 tough yards and wet yards last week against Cincinnati. The footing wasn't good down in Jacksonville in a heavy rainstorm. Rollout, Brunell. Mitchell. And Mitchell turns down near the 21-yard line. The Jaguars moving well now. Definitely in field goal range right now.
We've got some good tight ends / H-backs in this football game. That's a nice run by Mitchell. Remember, this is a big guy, 238, with 2 360 spins right at the end of that run.
Second down and 2. They're getting great yardage on this drive now. The last couple of series on first down. And they're going on quick counts, it seems, every time up. Here's Means to the right side and move the sticks again. Another first down near the 16-yard line where Michael Barrow and Joe Bowden.
See, there's better balance to the play calling on this drive for Jacksonville.
Have an injured lineman down for the Jaguars. One of the offensive linemen over on that right side who was leading Means. Could be Tilsky. We'll wait and see on that. He's down on the field. So they attend to him with 2:02 to go here in the third quarter, and the Jaguars leading 10-7. The injured offensive lineman, Rich Tilsky, was down on the ground, now up, and they were kind of working on his neck as we watch the play again.
Here he is pulling right into the hole, and we'll see what happens at the end of this play, but yeah, it looks like kind of a head-to-head or head-to-neck. See, he's still working, though. That first shot didn't get him. Something happened just as he fell on the ground there.
There was quite a pile on top of him by the end of the play.
That's a big man.
So it looks, I'm trying to pick up who that is now that has come in here. It looks like Novak has come in. Jeff Novak, 67. They're a little thin on the offensive line. They've got their fine second-year player, Brian DeMarco, is again inactive today. But they've got a first down. They lead 10-7, and they're at the Houston 17-yard line. 8th play of the drive. Good fake to Means. Brunell to the 10, and he dives to the 5, and they will have it first and goal.
That's a nice play. There were 3 options on the play. The wide receiver, I believe it was Jimmy Smith, cleared out. He ran straight downfield. The tight end, Mitchell, came across, and when neither option was available, Mark Brunell took it himself. So 3 options on the play. Very smart play call.
11 yards, 46 rushing on the day, 8 carries now as Tom Coughlin, he doesn't want a field goal here. He wants a touchdown on first and goal. Natron Means, look at the push, touchdown, his second of the day. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, who couldn't buy a victory on the road for over a year, they won a couple of weeks ago in Baltimore to turn that around, now have a real problem facing Steve McNair and the Oilers because the Jaguars have built themselves up a nice lead.
Well, McNair is kind of contemplating here, throws the big interception, and both of these teams have really capitalized on the mistakes. I like Natron congratulating every offensive lineman.
9 plays, 53 yards. And the kick is good by Mike Hollis. And the Jaguars lead 17-7 over the Houston Oilers with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter.
Look at the blocking. Here's why Natron Means congratulated all of his big guys. Nice blocking up front by LaShae Maston, the fullback, the lineman, Ben Coleman, Dave Wydell. Those guys did a great job.
So a minute to go here in the third quarter. And Jacksonville with a 10-point lead. Coming up tonight, it's a race for the family fortune with Phil Hartman, Jerry Burns, Michael J. Fox, and Olivia DeBow.
When she's through with them, there'll be nothing left of them but a smile and an old hat.
With Kirk Douglas, they'll do anything for money. Greedy, NBC tonight.
That's a good one and a funny one with a great finish.
Jerry Rome on the sideline talking with Steve McNair saying, okay, you got to get back in there now, down by 10. We're going to stick with him.
Well, he can pull it out. He's got all the stuff. All the right stuff, as they say. He can run it, throw it, think it. We'll see.
Mel Gray is back deep, waiting for Mike Hollis's kick. 10-point lead for Jacksonville.
What a setup well for Gray.
Gray at the 4. Look at him go near midfield. Let's go to New York right now and check in with Greg Gumbel.
All right, Jim, in Green Bay, another outstanding day for Antonio Freeman, up over 150 yards receiving last week, and this week, too, including this 51-yard touchdown catch and run from Brett Favre. 8 catches, 152 yards, and 2 TDs for Freeman today. The Packers, 20-6 over the Broncos in the third quarter, Jim.
Thanks, Greg. 17-7 here, Jacksonville, but Houston just got a big play on special teams. Beasley, you saw it. Mel
I
Gray.
can tell the way the wedge was set up, and Gray sucked them in and bounced them out.
Eddie George. Eddie Robinson brings him down, but not before he gets good yardage to the 45. Houston needs points as we come down to the final half minute of the third quarter. They trail by 10.
Houston has had a couple of drives where you could just tell that the offense was in motion. And then the wide check fumble, a couple of other bad things happened. But it looks like on this drive, inspired by the nice kickoff return, they're rolling.
Eddie George again. That's a first down, and that's a good run near the 36-yard line before the safety Chris Hudson brings him down. But that will do it here in quarter number 3. And at the end of 3 quarters of play here in the Astrodome, in a must-win game for both the Oilers and Jacksonville, it is 17-7 Jaguars.
League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NFL is prohibited.
Jaguars lead 17-7. The only points in the third quarter, a touchdown at 5 yards and a run by Natron Means after an interception thrown by Steve McNair.
Jacksonville, all of those points coming off turnovers except for the first touchdown of the game. So Jacksonville taking advantage of every Houston Oilers mistake.
First down at the 37-yard line. Chris Chandler did not get the starting assignment today at quarterback. Even though he has a bad ankle, he felt he was healthy enough to play. But instead, Jeff Fisher on Wednesday chose to go with Steve McNair. Eddie George, now Beasley starting to get some pretty good holes. There's a late flag that comes down after he goes inside the Jacksonville 30-yard line.
What a quick hitting play for that to be holding. Usually when the plays hit that quickly, the offensive linemen only have time to make an initial burst.
Offense, number 77, 10 yards, repeat the down, first down.
Kevin Donnelly. That hurts because, as you're saying, it looks as though George was by it. He was by the play. He was gone.
Let's see where we got here. Yeah, he's got the arm outside and around Jurkovic. And then basically tackles him, hugs him down. So when the official can see your forearm and your hand wrapped around the guy, it's a pretty easy call.
Setting up first down and 20. With Wycheck leading the way out of the backfield, Eddie George cannot get through all the traffic, and Jurkovic broke in there along with Tom McManus to stop the play, and they are now going backwards back to the 48-yard line.
Well, the defense suddenly has the advantage. I mean, they know they're going to throw it. So the defensive lineman will be able to put a couple of schemes together. You go inside, I'll come outside. Come off the line flying, knowing that it's probably going to be a pass. Defensive backs can back up about 3 yards deeper.
Malcolm Floyd in motion, second down, 21. Deep drop by McNair. Oh, he's going long. Sanders is there. Inside the 5-yard line. What a play and a very big time for Houston.
This is the Steve McNair that they saw in college. It's a zone, so they allow the receiver, Chris Jackson, to go. Now, when he starts scrambling, the outside receivers go deep. That's the scramble rule. The inside receivers come across the field toward the side that the quarterback is scrambling to. Now, watch him break. When you see the scramble as an outside receiver, you turn and instantly go deep. That's what Sanders did, and what a play. Boy, he got that right toe just in.
4 catches, 93 yards on the day for Sanders. Eddie George, left. Eddie George, touchdown, Houston. And the Oilers answer the Jacksonville touchdown with one of their own.
effort because you don't see, you see a good block from the wide receiver there, but the rest of that was Eddie George.
The kick by Del Greco is good. 13-11 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Eddie George in for the touchdown. And Houston is to within 3 at 17-14. And we're back after this timeout.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Prime Star, mini dish entertainment with no dish to buy. And by Visa, the preferred card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be.
Back inside the Astrodome, Jim Donovan and Beasley Reese in a 17-14 game. Jacksonville in the lead, but that man, Eddie George, has got the Oilers to within 3 on a touchdown run. Jacksonville gets the ball back. Short kickoff by Del Greco. Bucky Brooks on the run back. Boy, nice one-on-one tackle. As getting through there is Terry Killens, the rookie from Penn State.
See the youth and enthusiasm of Eddie George. Look at him. Pumping all his teammates up on the sideline saying, let's go. Boy, what a young man to bring into your organization. With that enthusiasm, the leadership. He's a winner. Always has been. Great draft choice.
First down. Can the Jaguars hold on to the lead now? The ball is out at the 30-yard line. Brunell, very cool in these kind of situations. Big blitz. And he got it in there. Derek Brown, the tight end, makes the catch at the 35-yard line. How did he get that off?
That's very cool. Let me tell you something. He knew this was going to be an all-out rush. Calmly changed the play. You saw him give a thumbs up to his receivers. Everybody picks up. Look at Datron Means stepping up, making the key block to give him a little more time, and that's a super catch.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Per usual, Brunell pays for going back and throwing so much. He takes a lot of punishment. Steps up, aired it out. For Jimmy Smith, too long at the 25-yard line, incomplete. It's getting loud inside the Astrodome. There aren't that many here. They figured about 25,000. But even though the Jaguars knew that it wasn't going to be crowded, they knew it would be loud, so they had crowd noise pumped in during their practices all week long.
Yeah, there's a look at the crowds here today, and I
remember now there's 100 that belong to Keenan McCardle.
Right, so take that out. And I use the word crowd, you know, because I grew up in Texas and I just want to be nice.
Third down and 4. Yeah. Almost picked off. Almost intercepted. Chris Dishman. Jaguars will punt.
The Jaguar offense has done one heck of a job against a fine defense. A fine defense. This is more the kind of play that you normally see from a Houston defense. Dishman, Lewis, those guys breaking in front of footballs or making big tackles.
Good kick by Barker. Here's Mel Gray, who had a great kickoff return the last time he got his hands on the ball. This time he brings it out to the 15. Good job, though, by Barker, the punter. All right, Eddie George, all business right now. Back to the field, 12:03 to go. Down by 3 in a must-win game.
The NFL on NBC is brought to you by Domino's Pizza. Call now to enjoy a hot and delicious Domino's Pizza during the game. For hot and wow, call Domino's now.
It's Oiler ball with 12 minutes and 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They trail by 3. Eddie George started to finally get some room on the last possession, which he turned into a touchdown. They're deep in their own territory. Short, quick pass from the 15. Here's Sanders to the 21. You must respect his speed, and that's why Mickey Washington has to give him a little bit of room.
I think that's a very smart offensive call. The Jacksonville Jaguars had 4 defensive linemen and 4 people stacked behind those 4 people for an 8-man front. And as a result, the audible to the quick slant. No way in the world you're going to run against that formation successfully.
Second down. And 3. Ooh, good hit on Eddie George. Terrific hit. Yurkovich was in there, but I think it was the old Oiler, Eddie Robinson, that made that first stick.
Absolutely. And on the snap of the ball, Jacksonville is running into an 8-man front with Chris Hudson, number 37, running up at the last second because they expect Eddie George to be force-fed in this drive.
Well, suddenly you got a big play now. 3rd down and 3 because George didn't get anything on that carry. From their own 22-yard line. Looking for a wide check. Nice hit by Mickey Washington, and they won't get the first down.
Mickey's played a good game. He was underneath an interception that he should have caught. Made some nice tackles, and that's a good play there.
Steve McNair and the Oiler offense leaves. Reggie Roby will be in to punt. Go back to that Brian Barker punt. 56 yards. That really hemmed the Oilers in. Roby gets it away. Chris Hudson is the deep man. And the ball hit at the 45-yard line. A bit of a roll and out of bounds at the 42. Jacksonville will have good field position. There is a flag down on the play. And I bet they're going to... It's going against Houston. Now, they have pretty good field position right now. Do you turn this down?
Yeah, I think I'd leave that alone.
Yeah, because you're out over your 40-yard line.
Decline. 1st and 10, Jacksonville.
Absolutely. Why risk it? First down for Jacksonville when we come back. The Oilers trail by 3. With 10:10 left to go, 4th quarter. Jim Donovan along with Beasley Reese here at the Astrodome in Houston. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars at their 43-yard line. Shotgun from Mark Brunell. 5 receivers out on the formation, and the tight end Pete Mitchell is loose for first down into Oiler territory at the 43-yard line. Where Blaine Bishop brings him down.
They're good. This Jacksonville offense is very good, recognizing that pressure is coming. The quick passing game has really been good today, and watch the throw. Waiting and then stepping with the bullet. Oh, I like that tight end. Mitchell is a solid player.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Now they have Means in the backfield. Look out. Being chased, and from behind they get him. It's Anthony Cook.
Anthony Cook has played a football game. Anthony Cook has been around the football today.
as they hit Brunell.
That's a big mistake.
Bowden made a nice play.
Roughing the passer, defense number 96. 15-yard penalty at the end of the run. First down.
15 yards. Gary Walker with the mistake of the game. I mean, here his team is. They hold. He takes 3 steps and then hits the quarterback. You can't do that. You're allowed like 1 now. That ball is gone, and you see Walker look up at the officials the second that he hit the quarterback. He knew he had done something wrong.
And so instead of coming off the field, setting up for a punt, Jacksonville's offense gets a first down at the 26 of Houston. They lead by 3. Natron Means near the 20-yard line on first down. Blaine Bishop comes up along with Dishman.
That's a good rumble. That's a good first down.
2 big penalties, Beasley, really, when you go back. Remember, Dishman got hit with a penalty on the first touchdown as he took a shot at somebody. Now this one on Gary Walker. 17-14 Jacksonville. 2nd and 4 near the 20-yard line of Houston. In the backfield, Walker makes up a little bit for the penalty with a nice tackle of Natron Means for a loss.
It's on him. Look at his face. You can tell that he knows he's got to make some plays. Look at those eyes right there. He knows he made the mistake, and now he is trying to make a play. Look at him come off the ground there, hustle. That's a good job by a defensive lineman that's played an entire football game. He's got to be tired. Still flying around.
3rd down and 6. Brunell goes into a shotgun as Walker takes a breather over on the Oilers sideline. Brunell out of the pocket. Big hit. I mean, a huge hit. Dishman comes up off the corner and makes a big stick and then goes right over by the Jacksonville bench. Helmet off.
Telling everybody on the Jacksonville Jaguar team, I did that. Dishman is one of the leading trash talkers in the league. I mean, he's in my top 5 when it comes to trash talking. And he was looking for this shot. The Oilers have been looking to get a shot like this on Mark Brunell because he's been running a little bit today. Like a bullet coming in, that's a good hit.
38-yard field goal attempt by Hollis is good. Down the middle, 2 for 3 on the day for him, and with 6:13 remaining in the 4th quarter, the Jaguars get 3 more and now lead by 6, 20-14. Chris Dishman came up with that big stick on Mark Brunell on a 3rd down scramble.
Brunell coming out of the pocket, Dishman like a rocket up the sideline. They basically need helmet to shoulder pad, and then Dish, as he's known to do, starts dishing out the trash talking.
And after the 38-yard field goal by Mike Hollis, he kicks the ball over on the far sideline. It's grabbed by Ronnie Harmon, and Harmon brings it out near the 23-yard line.
That's a very good kick, kicking away from Mel Gray on purpose. Mel Gray scared him to death the last time, so that's a very good kickoff.
Gray brought the ball out just short of midfield on that return, and then they went in for the touchdown by Eddie George. So the kid is, Steve McNair is in a position now where he has to take them down, and they got to get a touchdown to remain in the playoff hunt, Beasley, with 6:05 left to go, and we'll see what he's made of.
Well, this is it. This is showtime. I mean, you're right. Must-win situation for both teams. 6 minutes left.
Across the middle, looking for Frank Wycheck. Good coverage by Kevin Hardy on the play as McNair led him a little bit too far.
And I don't like that throw because he had Ronnie Harmon all alone in the corner.
Yes, he did.
There's a look at the quarterback comparison. You see how both guys are doing today. Brunell under 200 yards. Now, he's had over 200 yards in the last 15 games. So, numbers very conservative for Mark today. And Steve McNair with the fumble to go with that interception that you saw there on the board.
Kind of the Jerry Tarkanian look there, chewing on the towel by Mark Brunell. Quick pass. Sanders makes the catch at the 28.
And then power slam by the rookie cornerback, number 21. Aaron Beasley. And how could I forget that name?
Well, Sanders now with 6 catches on the day for over 100. He's got 107. Now it's 3rd down and 4 for Houston. Pulls it down, then tries to squeeze it in, and it is successful. Ronnie Harmon, a pretty good guy to throw to on 3rd down. I mean, he didn't have much room to get that in there. 1st down.
No, he didn't. In fact, he didn't like the first throw. That's where the pump came from. Stuffed it into a very small spot. That's a big 1st down. Here's a real good look at it. And he's not going to like somebody's position on the first pump. That's a good catch by Harmon.
So it's a 1st down. Huge 3rd down conversion there. 4:47 left. Down by 6. Man open near sideline and out of bounds. On the catch, Shedrick Wilson, the rookie from LSU, his 1st catch of the day, and he found the sideline and will conserve a little time for him. 1st down. Good job by Wilson, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a very good job. Geometrically, that's the longest throw on the field.
Timeout situation. Here they come. 1st down at the 46-yard line. Big rush. Hardy from the backside. Ball pops loose. Look out. That ball popped up in the air when Hardy backsided Steve McNair, but McNair ended up back with the football, but a big loss, a heavy loss.
Yeah, that one couldn't be blocked. I mean, basically, the Jaguars sent more people than Houston had to block. Here comes Hardy. Bruce Matthews is in good position on him, bounces him out, but not far enough. Look at that ball bounce up in the air.
2 rookies there, Hardy and Brackens. End up on McNair. 2nd down and 20. Screen is set up. Harmon has it. Look at this play. Reverses field to the 33. And they'll go back even further. They lose another chunk of yardage, about 5 more yards.
Well, normally you say never do that. But based on what, the situation in the game and what Harmon saw, he almost made a big play here. He needed some help. It took him so much to get his hands on the ball. He saw Hardy in great position, trying to get some help. You see they had the whole defense moving to one side, very close.
3rd down and 23. Again, he got hit. Ball pops loose. Don Davey pops on it. And it will be Jaguar ball as they rule out a fumble. Jacksonville football as their defense comes up with another big play. Tony Brackett's hit him, but Don Davey comes up with the loose ball.
You know what? I'm trying to figure out what Rodney Thomas was doing. It looked like he was trying to throw to Rodney, but watch Rodney at the very end of this play. See, he's trying to throw it to Rodney just as the ball is knocked out, but Rodney should be diving forward for this ball, and Rodney's jumping out of the way to protect himself as Davey comes up with the fumble. What's up with that?
He must have thought it was an incomplete pass. So instead, it's the 4th turnover of the day, 3rd fumble by the Oilers, 2nd for McNair, and Jacksonville has the ball with a 6-point lead. Natron Means as the Oilers defense will go for the football right now, plus they'll use some timeouts. As Means carries with 3:13 left. 20-14, Jacksonville in the lead. The numbers on McNair today, 20 for 29, a touchdown, an interception, but the ball has come out twice.
That's the killer. The one drop on the flea flicker, and then the ball batted out of his hand on the last play. Well, this is a solid effort by Jacksonville. Two teams very evenly matched coming in this game, 6-7 and 7-6. Must wins.
Over on the other sideline, Steve McNair getting word on Wednesday that he would get the start. Tom Coughlin yesterday, when we met with him, when we said, when the game is over, if we approached you, what would you say would be the key right away? And he said turnovers. I mean, he didn't even flinch. Turnovers, and that's what's happened today. Second down, 4. Right back to Means. First down, inside the 20. And he's down at the 17-yard line. We'll check in with Greg Gumbel right now as we head off to New York.
All right, Jim, in Cincinnati, Vinny Testaverde's touchdown pass had the Ravens on top, but not for long. Jeff Blake from a yard out to a wide-open Tony McGee. The two-point conversion was good, and the Bengals now lead the Baltimore Ravens 21-14, just over 3 minutes to play in regulation, Jim.
That's been quite a turnaround in Cincinnati when they made the coaching change. Won 3 in a row, lost 1.
Houston can only hope now that they can come up with a turnover here, get the ball back down by 6, because Jacksonville, with 3:04 left, they're already in field goal range. They're inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They're in beautiful position. Believe it with Natron and then kick it.
So Mark Brunell will try and just park the car right now. Get it over with here. They have won 2 in a row. They're trying to get to 500. Leading by 6. Means. Oh, look at the great push. And Means will take it to the outside, and he'll get ripped out of bounds by Michael Barrow and John Henry Mills. 2:54 now left. Natron is saying, keep that clock going, but the Oilers used the timeout. Houston uses a timeout, and with 2:54 left, 20-14 Jacksonville. Back at the Astrodome, 20-14 Jacksonville, trying to get to 500 and stay in the playoff race. Houston at 7-6. If they lose, they pretty much would get out of it, bow out. Their defense trying to get the ball back, but they're down by 6, and look at where Jacksonville has the ball. And as you said, Beasley, give it to Means, and that's all they've done on this drive. 3 times, 18 yards he has on the drive, and make it 4 in a row as he gets it again near the 10-yard line. Tackled by Gary Walker. Walker and Means get up screaming at each other.
Yeah, they'll just try to make sure that Houston has burned all their timeouts before this drive is over. Then they'll kick it. Force Houston to have to score twice with probably a minute and a half left, and be sitting in a beautiful position. You know, Tom Coughlin told us at the end of our meeting yesterday that the big question was whether or not Houston could win a big game, emotional game with no fans. No one in the building.
2:15 left. The Oilers have no timeout, so the only thing they can bargain on now is a 2-minute warning. Means is trapped in the backfield and brought down again by Gary Walker, who comes in, and he was helped out by Michael Barrow. And we will go to the 2-minute warning and take a timeout here in the Astrodome. Jacksonville on their way to a big win. Situation. Jacksonville leading by 6, 2 minutes to go. They have the football and are setting up for a field goal. Injured Oiler defensive player down right now is Henry Ford, and he's been down for a long time. They are out of timeouts. So the last one they had, of course, was the 2-minute warning. If they drop this game, Beasley, they would go to 2-5 here at home on the season. They're pretty good on the road. They're 5-2 on the road, but they would drop to 2-5. And now you wonder, would they stay with Steve McNair?
Well, it's a good question. You know, when they talked about making the change, it was because McNair seemed to be a lot closer to Chris Chandler, and since he is the future, the time was now. But still, a big call to make the change in the most important game of the season. So what happens from here, I don't know.
McNair on the day, 20 for 29, 239 yards passing. A touchdown, an interception, but he's fumbled twice, and that's been the position of Chris Chandler on the day. On the bench, really not even up on the sideline, conferring with the coaching staff.
Well, the numbers for Steve McNair are actually decent numbers. You know, 20 of 29, that's a good percentage and a good job. It's the problem is the 2 fumbles. That's what killed him.
31-yard field goal try from Mike Hollis to give them a 9-point lead. He's 2 out of 3 on the day. That's good. There's a flag down. Jaguars saying it's going to be against Houston. And I believe they are correct in that. DeCantex sorting it out, and he'll tell us.
Offside.
I think they were wondering if they had the first down with the penalty. You wouldn't take the points off the board, would you?
Offside. Defense number 28. Penalty is declined. Field goal is good.
Now, with the first down, yes, I would take the points off. And I'd run some little dive plays and take another minute off the clock, minute and a half, and then kick it again. You know, Hollis is not going to miss, not from that close in.
But I think they might have been 4th and 6.
Yeah.
So right now, the Houston Oilers on the bottom end of the 23-14 score to Jacksonville. So now the Jaguars, they come off the bubble a little bit, as we showed you earlier at the start of the broadcast, and would come right up in there now with the big boys at 7-7 and winners of 3 in a row. And Houston would go to 7-7 with the loss.
Now, there is a mathematical possibility that Jackson could even win, you know, their division.
Here's Jacksonville. They're going to go back home where they've only lost once, Beasley.
That's right.
They'll play against Seattle and then end against Atlanta. 2 winnable games.
They will beat them both at home with what it means, with confidence of coach. They'll win them both.
Well, if that happens, that's a heck of a second year. I mean, Carolina's had a great run here. I mean, both years.
Well, Carolina was built for speed.
Right.
You know, Jacksonville, to have this second year, you got to think they're going to have a good 3, 4, and 5 years to come.
Ronnie Harmon on the kickoff return. 20. Not over the 25, short of the 30-yard line. There is a flag down on the play. A minute 49 left as we wait on the call from DeCantex.
Illegal hands to the face on the kicking team during the return. 5 yards, first down.
Well, even with a 9-point lead, that will not make him happy at all. Commander Tom Coughlin.
No, I'm a big fan of his.
Beasley, if they hold on here with a minute 49 left, in their 2-year history against the AFC Central, they would go to 9-7. Now, they take a lot of time. They take like a month during the offseason to just scout and prepare for teams in their own division, and it's obviously worked. They lead by 9 here this afternoon, 23-14. McNair to the middle, Wycheck stretches out at the 45, but he can't come down with it with a minute 44 left.
And And plus that whole free year that they had in Jacksonville, you know, naturally they would spend a lot of time in the division figuring out what those guys do, what their philosophies are, studying the coaches.
So Tom Coughlin, a couple of weeks ago, was really concerned with the way his team was playing. They couldn't win on the road. Went to Baltimore, pulled out an overtime game, went home last week, beat Cincinnati, and they're on their way to winning here this afternoon. This guy's had a great game, though, Chris Sanders, as he's up to the 45 of Jacksonville.
Well, Houston needs a quick score, very quick, and an onside kick.
And with no timeouts.
No timeouts.
McNair got hit from behind. Brackens came in and got him right from behind, and that's why the ball ended up being thrown right into the carpet. He's going to be a good one, Beasley, Tony Brackens, the rookie out of Texas. When you can come up with that, they had a good draft, didn't they? Hardy, the rookie linebacker, and this kid Brackens, they did very well for themselves.
Brackens is 6'6", 266, 6'4", 266. Came in with 5 sacks. Yeah, that threw his motion completely off.
Second down and 10. Across the middle. Ball is caught by Harmon. He reverses his field. Boy, great run after the catch all the way down to the 22-yard line with a minute remaining. 23 yards on the play. Got to get him up. Got to get him right up. 50 seconds as it winds down. Oh, boy, and they just came across it. Someone ended up with a free pop on one of the Oilers' offensive linemen. That was Brackens, I believe, that came in there and just leveled one of the Oilers. He's a bit testy.
Had him a free shot. And he took it.
50 seconds left now. There was no penalty on the play. There was a snap, and so it is second down. No timeouts in the bank for Houston. Trailing by 9. He's hit. He's sacked. Kelvin Pritchett. And the Jacksonville pass rush, which was nothing last year, a little bit better this year, has been there today.
This defensive line is built with a lot of stuff. They got a little speed on it, a little meanness.
McNair lobs the ball out. Let's see if Ronnie Harmon can get to the end zone. Nice move there, and down to the 9-yard line. 25 seconds, and they can't stop it. 17 yards on the play.
The last play, they should have got it very quickly to Harmon. I'm sure he was told in the communicator to get it quickly to Harmon because he's open, falling out of the backfield just over the line of scrimmage.
Jeff Fisher sending some people out. He's going to kick a field goal now.
Well, it doesn't matter what order you get it in. You need a field goal and a touchdown.
15 seconds left. He's going to attempt a field goal.
And then he's going to go field goal and then onside kick. Doesn't matter what order you get it in.
So it is a first down. They're inside the 10, but he's going to try a field goal.
And I guarantee you Coughlin's calling timeout right now to tell his guys to watch for the fake. He doesn't want them to blindly run in there and line up for the field goal and then allow them to squeak out and get a cheap touchdown.
Now, they do not have a quarterback as a holder. Reggie Roby holds. I don't know if he can throw it.
We might have found out if Coughlin hadn't called timeout.
Al Del Greco is waiting to kick the field goal. Reggie Roby is his holder. Del Greco today missed from 44. Actually, Clyde Simmons got his hand on that one and got a piece of it.
Those coaches on the sideline, trust me, they are yelling right now. And as a matter of fact, they might be sending their regular defense in there. And that's what it looks like to me. They sent their regular defense in to line up in the punt safe.
Spot is at the 17. 27-yard field goal attempt for Del Greco with 15 seconds left. They're down by 9.
See, look.
Kicks it through.
Yeah, not much of a rush at all. They were making sure that it wasn't a fake. Smart coaching.
23 the onside kick.
Well, it's about to get good.
So you like that decision, kicking the field goal?
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't. They needed field goal. They need a touchdown. It does not matter what order it comes in. So I tell you, I wouldn't doubt for 1 second that Houston had a fake field goal on to try to lull Jacksonville, but Coughlin caught him and called timeout.
58 yards. It took 1:45 to get them down the field. They settled for the 27-yard field goal and now trail by 6, 23-17. I think he's already drawing up the play if they've got something to, if they recover the onside kick.
11 seconds. Now on the receiving team for Jacksonville, they've got every running back, wide receiver, defensive back who's shown good hands, tight end. I see Mitchell up there. I see Derek Brown on the kickoff return team. That's called the hands team. These are guys, these are not your normal linemen up front.
Onside kick coming, 11 seconds left. Del Greco, and it goes right into the hands of Jimmy Smith. And yes, that is a set of good hands right there. Jimmy Smith comes up with his biggest catch of the day right there, the onside kick. Smith on the day, 5 catches of the more conventional style, and then that one right there on the onside kick with 11 seconds left. All they have to do is kneel down, and that's it. And they get on the plane, head home for the final 2 of the regular season at 7-7. Eddie George and the Oilers could not do it again at home, and they'll drop to 2-5 on the year here in the Astrodome.
2-5 in front of 20,000. Today was 20,100 and change. Hard to play when there's nobody saying, go, guys, go.
So I guess if you're wondering from the Jacksonville side, do you need Mark Brunell to throw for over 300 every week? The answer would be no. He didn't throw for over 300 today. In fact, he didn't throw for 200. He threw for 172, but they win.
And tell you what, that breaks a 15-game streak of passing over 200 yards for Brunell, but so what? They get the W.
The defense did it today, coming up with turnovers. They recovered a couple of McNair fumbles. They came up with an interception. They got their hands on a field goal. And a great job done by Jacksonville, as they've now won 3 in a row. They go home, they play Seattle, they play Atlanta.
Well, let me tell you something. That place will be packed in Jacksonville. They've got great fans. They'll be screaming because the opportunity is right there for a real young football team to finish with a, no reason in the world why they shouldn't finish 9-7 second year, and they should have a parade downtown Jacksonville. That's quite an accomplishment.
So they walk away from the Astrodome. They won here last year, their first victory as a franchise in the NFL, and they come up with another one here today. Final score, the Jacksonville Jaguars 23, the Oilers 17. Coming up next, don't miss the exciting conclusion of the Office Depot Father-Son Challenge. Our own Johnny Miller joins legends Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, Raymond Floyd, and others as they team up with their sons for the final day of action. That's coming up next here on NBC. NBC Tonight starts with Dateline, followed by all new episodes of Third Rock, Boston Common. Then it's the all-star comedy movie, Greedy. That's tonight on NBC. Now for Beasley Reese, I'm Jim Donovan saying so long from the Astrodome